Hey folks, my name is Jim Aspel. I'm a board certified workers' compensation attorney in Farmington, Connecticut, and I wanted to talk to you today about the five most common mistakes people make in connection with their workers' compensation claim. Hopefully, by making you aware of these things, we can prevent you from making these mistakes in your own case so that you have clear sailing and get prompt financial recovery. The first most common mistake we see is not reporting your injury. If you sustain an injury while on the job, no matter how slight you think it is, make sure that you report it. Tell your employer if there's any kind of paperwork that they require you to fill out, be sure that you fill out that form in a timely manner. And by timely, I mean within an hour of you sustaining the injury. That way, there's absolutely no question that on date X at time X, you sustained an injury while working for this employer. If you have a job where you're out on the road, if you're a delivery person, if you're a truck driver, if you're a motor coach operator, any of those things, there's tons of jobs where you're out on the road. If you sustain an injury while you're out on the road, pick up your cell phone, dial in, and notify somebody. That way, there's going to be an immediate record of it on your cell phone. If you have texting capabilities, it probably doesn't hurt to text the employer, letting them know that you sustained an injury and what the nature of that injury is. Then, when you get back to your facility, make sure that you fill out any required paperwork in connection with that work injury. Okay, that's number one. Number two, make sure that you properly follow the required legal steps for filing your claim for workers' compensation. Time and time again, we get calls from people who say that they filed their claim for workers' compensation. I go and look on the Connecticut Workers' Compensation website, and there's absolutely no indication that a claim was ever filed. Just because you're having a conversation with an insurance adjuster, or because they're paying your bills, because you receive paperwork from an insurance company, that does not mean that you have followed the statutory requirements for filing a workers' compensation claim. And if you don't do that, your rights are in serious jeopardy. Every jurisdiction has certain steps that an injured worker has to follow to protect their interests legally. In Connecticut, there are certain forms that need to be completed. They need to be sent to certain specific locations, and they need to be sent in a specific time window. If you miss any of those steps or you don't do any of those things correctly, your claim may very well be barred down the road. So just because the insurance company is playing nice with you at the beginning of the claim, don't think that they're going to play nice with you for the balance of your claim. You need to take the appropriate steps to protect yourself and follow the statutory prescriptions for filing your workers' compensation claim. Number three, failing to get medical treatment in a prompt manner. Don't do this. If you sustain an injury on the job, as soon as possible, get medical attention and document the fact that you sustained this work injury. A lot of employers have what are called managed care plans. So they're going to tell you where you should first go if you get hurt on the job, whether it's a Concentra, some other walk-in clinic, something like that. They're going to let you know. Okay. And I want you to go there and make sure as soon as possible after you sustain this injury that you've gotten evaluated by a medical professional. If the employer doesn't have some sort of managed care plan, get yourself to an emergency room, get yourself to a walk-in clinic. If you work at Amazon, get yourself to the AmCare facility where you're working, and make contact with a medical professional and let them know that you sustained this injury. That way, there's no question that you got medical treatment right away. You're not doing yourself any favors to stick it out for a few days and see how you do. Get that medical treatment right away. If it's nothing, then there's no harm, no foul. If it turns out to be something more significant down the road, makes your life a lot easier that you tried to get medical treatment right away. Removes any doubt in the insurance company's mind that this may have happened in some other manner other than at the job. Number four, make sure that you let the medical provider who you see know that the injury that they're treating you for occurred at work. When you go to the doctor's office, or you go to Concentra, or you go to AmCare, or you go to the emergency room, wherever you go, tell everyone that will listen to you that you got hurt on the job and explain to them, here's what I was doing when this happened. Don't tell them you don't know how it happened. Make sure that that history is clear. Tell the registration person, tell the nurse that may bring you back to the room, tell the doctor, tell the PA, tell anyone you come in contact with that the mechanism of injury, and by that I mean how you got hurt with something that happened at work. Don't just tell the doctor, I fell over a box. Tell the doctor, I was at work and I fell over a box. You have to be that clear with these people because if there is any ambiguity at all, I promise you that that insurance company is going to be using that to dispute your claim. So let there be no doubt in anybody's mind that the reason you are seeking medical treatment is because you got hurt at work. Okay? Last mistake people make with their workers' compensation claim is not hiring a workers' compensation attorney at the beginning of the claim. You are going up against an insurance company. Workers' compensation is in insurance. And I am here to tell you that insurance companies have lawyers. Insurance companies have hundreds of lawyers. And you may not know it, but they are working behind the scenes to prevent you from recovering the maximum amount of compensation you are entitled to for your workers' compensation injury. Don't make that mistake. You deserve the right to have representation as well. In a workers' compensation case, any lawyer is going to handle the matter on a contingency fee basis. They're not going to require an upfront payment. Okay? Lawyers handling these types of cases only get paid if we recover as a result of our efforts and get you monetary compensation for your injuries. Okay? There is absolutely no reason to go up against an insurance company unrepresented for a workers' compensation case. All right? I know that's a little bit self-serving, but I promise you that is the smartest thing you can do. Uh, and if nothing else, we're going to make sure that the paperwork is filed properly and you follow all the appropriate statutory steps for protecting your interests going forward. All right. Hopefully that will help you. Hopefully you can avoid making these mistakes in your own workers' compensation case. If you have any questions about any of this, feel free to give us a call. We're in Farmington, Connecticut, 860-523-8783. We have a website, ctworkinjurylawyer.com. There is tons and tons of information on that website about workers' compensation claims, workers' compensation injuries, all sorts of things. There's a blog that talks about what settlements you may be experiencing. Take a look at that. Okay. If you have any other questions, again, just give us a holler. Hope you found the video helpful. Give us a thumbs up and like it. If you want to subscribe, we do drop videos on Connecticut workers' compensation topics as often as possible. If there's anything specific you want us to address, I'm happy to do a video for you on that at any point. Okay. Hope you have a good day and good luck with your work injury claim. Thanks.